Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm doing another makeup declutter. And I don't know why I just broke into semi-song. Maybe because if I stay positive, it'll be easier for me to do this because I'm decluttering one of my most beloved items ever, powder highlight. I already did, and I don't know whether I've edited and put it up yet or whether it's coming, my cream and liquid highlights with another bunch. If it's already up, I will link it for you in the description box down below, as well as right here. But I had to start with stuff that I wasn't as emotionally attached to and work myself up to like highlights, eyeshadows, and lip products. So it's gonna be hard today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. And when I say I have 56 to 50, I don't know if it was 56 or 58, I don't remember. Sometimes I'm talking like each of these counted as one. And then I would have like a palette that I would count as one. So some of the palettes have multiple shades. I'm gonna try and swatch as many of them as possible. I can't promise to swatch them all. We'll be here forever. I'm gonna run out of space, but let's get started. I'm gonna start with this right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold highlight palette. I love this so much. I use this a lot. They look absolutely gorgeous. And what I do is I just run my brush across all of them and I love. There you go. 3. I'm keeping that for sure. This is the original Bar of Gold. I didn't know it had, maybe this is like Let It Go. Maybe that's what this is telling me. Let's swatch it though. This is the original Bar of Gold. I like this better. I think I can let this go. Yeah. And the fact that it's rattling around in here, and there's no way really to repress it because it's not a product that you could press back into a pan. It has one of those weird plastic grids at the bottom. I've never successfully pressed anything like that. So I'm gonna say we're done and let that one go. I have the Amrezy highlight from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is such a beautiful highlight. This is it right here. I'm gonna keep this for sure. This is one I have mixed feelings about. When I got it this spring, I really liked it. This is the Iced Out highlight from ABH. And it has more of a kind of a duochrome-y, almost green look to it. This is the Iced Out and this is the Amrezy. I'm gonna put it in my declutter pile for right now. And the weird thing was I liked it a lot, but when I see it swatched next to the rest of it, I don't know that maybe it was in a mood. I don't know. I'm gonna sit it there. This is one I've had for a long time. This is the So Hollywood. I think this is the first ABH highlight I ever got. It's a little bit darker, but it's so pretty. I think I'm gonna hang on to that. And I do have more. I have these palettes, the Glow Kits. All right. I don't even think I'm gonna swatch this one. I feel like this marshmallow shade here is similar. I feel like it's similar to the Iced Out. I feel like if I don't like that one, I'm not gonna use this one. This lavender one here is definitely too purple, and the other ones are a little dark. I'm definitely gonna be able to let that go. This is the Sun Dipped palette. I thought that there were really beautiful shades in here. These two shades are definitely too deep for me. And Summer and Moonstone are really pretty. Let's take a look. So Summer, Moonstone, you know, I'm not gonna keep it. I've had this for a long time, and in the last year and a half, I haven't reached for them, which should just tell me right there, no. I got this because Emily Noel said it was amazing. And this is from Milani. Right here. This is the Afterglow Strobe Light. I like that it's in a mini. I don't think I need it. I've got so much. I can't keep even half of what I have here. And this is a fairly new, no. I'm just gonna let it go. I was thinking, but I haven't had it that long. Let it go. I ended up getting these pans from Ophir Highlight. I have them in a magnetic palette. This is the Beverly Hills highlight and it has like all of these shades together. But what I usually end up doing is like running it together. I don't know. Maybe not. I know I love this one. This is the Nikki Tutorials Everglow. I don't use this shade a lot here, but these two together makeup for a fabulous glow. So beautiful. Right here. Boy, I need to start swatching differently. I am gonna hang on to this one. This is a highlight from Sydney Grace. I love, with my whole heart, their eyeshadows. I was not that excited about their highlight formula, and it looks really pretty. Maybe it was the wrong shade for me. This right here is Velvet Gold, or Gold Velvet. Velvet Gold. I don't think I need this. I think I'm gonna let that go. I do have a couple of other Ofra highlights. I have this one right here. This is Rodeo Drive. It's so pretty. I think I'm gonna hang on to this one. This is one I can probably let go. This was my most loved, most used highlight forever. It accidentally broke and I repressed it. This is when Dupe That did a collab with Ofra many moons ago. And this is the shade You Do You, as in like morning dew. It's right here. I don't feel like it's as pigmented as it used to be. I feel like part of it was I repressed it and the formula was never the same after it broke. I also feel like I've had it for so long, it's just not the same quality that it used to be. I can let this go, but this is the highlight that made me fall in love with peachy highlights. So good memories there. And it's sad to let it go, but beautiful. I don't even like this highlight. I always thought it looked so pretty because it was, you know, it looked like it came in like a little jewelry box, but who cares about the packaging? Is the product good? I never liked it. I felt like it felt, oh boy, I'm running out of places to swatch here. I feel like you can hardly see it. And then on top of that, it was kind of dusty. I don't like this formula. This is going away. I'm also going to be getting rid of the Too Faced Love Light. I feel like I used to love all of the products from Too Faced, and then either I grew up or their formula changed or they became inconsistent. I don't know what it is. This one's actually really pretty. It's blinded by the light, but I don't know that it still wears the same way that it used to. I feel like I have other formulas that I like better. I'm gonna let this one go. This came in a BoxyCharm. This is Pretty Vulgar's Glow Up Highlight, and this is the shade Shimmering Swan. I used to use it a lot more. I haven't reached for it in a while. I think I'm gonna let this one go. This is the Jouer Highlight in Citrine, but mine is broken. It's so pretty. And I've tried to repress it and I've tried to repress it, and all I end up doing is it continues to shatter and break on me, so goodbye. But you wanna swatch it, we'll just use what's here on my table. I mean, talk about a glowing, insanely gorgeous highlight. I like this one, but I'm not willing to deal with this. And I don't know that I love it enough compared to what else I have that I need to go and buy it again. But I remember I got it when it was like all the rage, loved it so much. I have a couple of Becca highlights. These are ones that, oh, everybody loved Opal, and I was kind of, I don't know that I would say duped into buying it. I thought I was buying the right shade for me, and it's really pretty, but as you can see when the light's not hitting it, it's too dark. So that one's gotta go. And then I was like, okay, too dark. Maybe I need this one. And this is the lightest one they make in Pearl, but then it was too white and too icy. So I did actually wear Pearl for a long time. I just don't reach for it anymore. I want something that's halfway, but it's a little bit more golden or champagne and not quite so stark. So I'm gonna let both of those go. This is from Ciate London. This came in a BoxyCharm, and I love the way the pan looked. I mean, it's so pretty. And this is their Confetti Highlighter. But when you swirl it all together, it's way too deep for my skin tone. I think it's pretty. I feel like it had like a really pretty glow too, but I mean, that is not for someone of my skin tone, unless I was gonna use it like a glowy blush, but I don't even know that this is like the shade I would want to go for, so that one's gonna go. Remember when everybody was gaga for the Mary Luminizer, and then they came out with the Cindy Luminizer? I used to have even the more deep rich one. These are the two that I ended up keeping. I don't know that I need these. Here's Mary Luminizer, and this is Cindy Luminizer. I definitely gonna get rid of Cindy. I'm gonna put Mary Luminizer in a wait and see pile because I remember loving and using this highlight a lot, but I want to check it against other ones that are similar to it. So that one's going to just hang out for a minute. This is a loose highlighter from Sydney Grace. This is the shade Sweet Peach. I don't really like loose highlights, and this one is definitely way too dark for me. So I'm gonna put the lid back on it. I'm gonna put this in my not for me pile. I remember getting this in a set. This is Tarte's Exposed Highlight. I used to really enjoy using this. I feel like it's a really pretty color. It's a really great color for me. But I feel like it's not as, like you can hardly see it right here, it's not as shimmery as it used to be. We're gonna say goodbye to that. I have 3 highlighters from Makeup Geek. These are actually really hard to swatch because they're so light. This one here is Psychedelic. This one here is Lit. And this last one is Glitz. So I used to use these a lot. I feel like the formula is different. They feel a lot powderier than they used to. I've had them for a while. I think it might be time to let all 3 of these go. So although I did complain earlier about loose highlights, these are the 2 that I actually like and I have in my collection that I'm willing to deal with the hassle of them getting everywhere. These are the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powders. This shade here is Illuminati, and it's so pretty. The other shade I have is Purple Dream, and it does have a little bit of a purple shift to it. I don't know. Oh, there you go. I feel like they're really pretty, and although you really have to want to use them, when you use them, they're absolutely glorious. So I'm going to hang on to both of these for the moment. These are kind of special occasion highlights when I want something a little bit glimmerier, a little bit more over the top. I reach for those. I have 10 Super Shock highlights. I used to use the Super Shock highlights almost exclusively, and I feel like I've had some of them for so long that the formula has changed a little bit on me. I feel like out of all of them, the ones that have like a little divoted pan in the middle are the ones that I've used the most. This one here is like the forever favorite Flexitarian. It's almost shameful how gorgeous that is. I think I'm gonna hang on to this one. This is one of the ones that I have loved forever. This one's called Stole the Show. And I like it because it's not quite as boom as the Flexitarian, but I feel like it has just a slightly more champagne look and is not quite so icy. I think I'm gonna hang on to this one. This one's interesting. This is one that they don't make anymore. Remember when this came out? This one's called Fanny Pack. It's very white. I don't think I'm gonna reach for that one. Bye-bye, Fanny Pack. Remember when they used to do ones that were kind of marbled? This one's called Glazed. Ooh, you're beautiful. Right here. Okay, I'm gonna hang on to that one. I can't hang on to all of them, but I feel like if I know they're ones I'm gonna use, I'll keep them. This is Scrumptious. Really pretty. Scrumptious is this one right here. It has a little bit more of a pink look to it. I don't really think that I'm gonna reach for this one. Bye-bye. This is the shade Dreamcatcher. Oh, I love how these feel so much. Dreamcatcher is right here. I feel like it's very close to my skin tone. I haven't reached for that one in a long time either. This is one of the first ones I remember buying. This is Wisp. I have used this one so much. We're just like, I think I have like covered up pans trying to smush it together. I've used this one a lot. I feel like this one's too dark. Oh yeah, right here. Beautiful though, I'm gonna let this one go. This is a collab with Kathleen Lights. This one is the shade On the Cusp. I don't know if this one's too dark. Let's see. Maybe? So pretty though. Yeah, oh, I think I'm gonna let that one go too. Oh, that's sad. This is another one I've used a ton of. This is Lunch Money. I feel like the formula is different on this one. I feel like it could be old. It's right here. It's like my really perfect shade. It's not nearly as, you know, boom, as Flexitarian. This one is so pretty, but I feel like the putty portion of this, I feel like it might be drying out. I think I might have to let this one go, not because it's not the perfect color, but because yeah, she's so pretty though, isn't she? Oh, bye-bye lunch money. The last one I have is Parasol. Ooh, this one looks like it's dry. Doesn't it look like it's about to fall out? Would it? Oh, it might. It might. I don't think so. Okay. Let's press you back down. This one probably is too deep. Yeah. Oh. And I'm sure I kept these because I could make them work, but I don't want to have to make anything work. You know, I do love this formula. If there is one that you think you're going to use a lot, they don't last forever. I do feel like the highlights last longer than the blushes or the eyeshadows, and I feel like you could probably, you know, make them work a little bit longer. I wouldn't be surprised if I ever picked up Lunch Money again. This is a great shade. It's like a perfect shade for me. I'm keeping 3 and I'm getting rid of 7. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Let's keep rolling. I don't know if you ever remember me talking about this. I love this. This is from Glam Glow. And you can tell I had a favorite in here. Do they still make this palette? This always reminded me of like the Fight Club bar of soap, the pink bar of soap. But I loved this. I did mix these two together a lot, but I really loved this shade here. It's a really pretty shade. Do I still have room? It was a really soft, pretty glow. The bronze was a little much, and the white is really pretty too, but it's also, I think I can let this go. Yeah, I can feel like it's getting a little powdery. It didn't used to be powdery. It was very gorgeous, easy to apply, looked fantastic, but I feel like this formula is old now. When I say formula is old, not the formulation itself, but I've had it for so long, it has changed from being its original texture to something a little powderier, like it's dried out. I don't feel like it's still good. Oh, this one makes me sad. I loved the Fiona Styles makeup line. I love Fiona Styles as a makeup artist. I think she does some great work. And I really loved these highlights in here, mainly because they weren't too shiny. They brought light, but you never looked like this. You never looked like a disco ball. It was natural, it was beautiful, but these have definitely also changed texture. They're really pretty, really soft. This is the light. She did have a dark, and I wish that this formula was still good because I would buy another one of these in a heartbeat. Beautiful. I remember buying this Maybelline Master Chrome highlight because I heard Tati talking about it. This is in the shade Rose Gold. Oh yeah, I'm still keeping that. That's still good. I remember when everybody was going gaga for the Pure Nude highlight from Essence. This is one that I feel like is similar. It's right here to some of the ambient lighting powders. I don't know that I need this though. Everybody loves this. I just never really reach for it. I want something either a little bit blingier or I have a highlight that's a little bit softer that I love more. Did I just say those words out loud that I didn't like the Pure Nude highlight? Oh, I think I did. Okay, let's keep going. This was a holiday palette from Laura Mercier, and I love the way that it looked. I feel like you can notice that I didn't use these guys that much, but I used these guys a lot. Let's just quickly give you little finger swatches. So pretty, so pretty. No, I think I can let this go. I feel like I've had it for such a long time, it might actually be past its prime. I made a purchase from Odin's Eye this spring and I picked up this highlight. This is the Web of Destiny from the Norns collection. It has very much a super shock feel to it and I love the way that it looks. It's so, so pretty. It's really gorgeous. It does have like little flecks in it, so this is one of those that I definitely don't wear every single day. It has to be like I'm looking for something, like a specific type of look, but I'm gonna hang on to this. I remember falling in love with Laura Geller products because I heard Emily Noel talking about them, and this is one that she recommended many, many moons ago. This is the Baked Highlighter in French Vanilla and Portofino. Portofino is more that peachy, really glimmering one, and French Vanilla is kind of like the really soft, barely there highlight. I think it's really pretty. I just haven't reached for it, so I'm gonna let that go. I did pick up one of the Dior Skin highlights. This is the 01 Nude Luminizer. I got this spring, and had I known at the time when I bought this during the Sephora sale that they were reformulating their highlights, I would have waited. I would have waited. I also kind of am upset that they no longer have it in an all metal packaging. Like this highlight used to come in like a really heavy metal package with this kind of quilted look on the front. And this was, but it's plastic. Okay, fine, whatever. I feel like the shade is really pretty and it's actually a really good color for me. So I'm gonna hang on to this. But I wish I'd waited like 4 months and gotten the new ones. I know. This is the Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe Highlight. I love this palette. These are so pretty. They are so gorgeous. And I did the same thing that I do with the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. I just run a brush over all of them. I hate the brush that comes in here, so I threw it away. And I wish the packaging was smaller. I wish it was like this and that they would expect you would have a good brush to go with it. My biggest pet peeve from drugstore stuff, and this is from a person who has way too many brushes, is I would rather there not be like a stupid little sponge applicator or a really terrible brush and save the space for that than to make unnecessarily large packaging. Like this size would have been perfect. I'm gonna hang on to this because these are super gorgeous. Everybody has talked so much about the Wet n Wild highlights. This one here is the shade Blossom Glow. Like I never get it. It's super pretty, but it looks really like unflatteringly metallic on me. And it's not my perfect shade. I tried Precious Petals. It's right here. It's kind of, I don't like it. I'm not gonna keep it. I've had this Colourpop highlight forever. This one's called Here Kitty Kitty. It's really pretty. Where do I swatch this? I'm running out of space. All right, let's see. I like other highlights better. Goodbye, Colourpop. This is one that I got from Beauty Pie. This is their Shimmer Bar in Lumineer. I'll tell you, I have a few products from Beauty Pie that I absolutely swear by. This is not one of them. I feel like a couple, like these two here in the corner were so flaky and so like extraordinarily shimmery. I didn't really like wearing them. And the rest of it together when swatched, it was definitely dark for my skin tone. This is a no for me. Everybody loves this shade. This is Benefit's Cookie. It's a really pretty kind of pink, really, really metallic, glittery highlight. So pretty. I think I'm gonna hang on to this. One that I loved at first and then I kind of put on the back burner and then I came back to is this one right here. This is Dandelion Twinkle. I used to use the Dandelion powder back when they were marketing it as a face powder, like a brightening powder, and then they turned it into like a blush. I don't know, it's kind of had a lot of different lives, but this Dandelion Twinkle, it's definitely softer than Cookie, but this is kind of like the highlight when I want a really soft, ethereal. I really actually like the way that it looks. It's very dialed down, and that's what I reach for when I want something that's pretty, but a little less. When I first got my hands on this, I was sure we were not gonna get along. This is the Skin Fetish Divine Glow highlighter. The shade here is Golden Nectar because the shade on its own, although it's super pretty, it's too deep for my skin tone to wear it on its own. It's right here. You can see it's definitely darker than I need it to be. These guys work a little bit better. But what I've been doing with this, because I love the glow on it, it's so pretty, is that I actually will dip my brush between the Pat McGrath blush and this highlight and together make a glowy blush. Love. I'm hanging on to this. This is really beautiful. So I've had this product for a while. This is the Dual Finish highlighter from Lancome. This is called Shimmering Buff. It's the lightest shade, 01. So this is what it looks like. The Dual Finish products, you can use either wet or dry. I've only ever used this dry, but I think it might actually make a really pretty like highlighter if you spritz a little bit of water on it and then pick it up with a brush, or pick it up with your brush and then spritz a little bit of setting spray on it. It would be really pretty. I think I'm gonna hang on to this. I haven't used it in a while because I had so much other stuff I didn't really know what I had. I've loved this highlight since the first day I got it. This is from Este Lauder. This is the Bronze Goddess. This is the 01 Heat Wave. They put this shade, well, they say it's the same shade and I beg to differ. Look at that. In their holiday train cases, and it's a different formula. This is a baked gelée formula, and I know it looks like a lot, but if I shear it out just right, it is the most gorgeous, and it looks great on top of bronzer. I love this, and I forgot that I had it because I had so much other stuff that was cluttering it up. I'm gonna hang on to that. This is the Natasha Denona Glow. This is the first highlight she came out with. This is the lightest shade in 01 Light. It looks like this. It's right here. I think I'm gonna let that one go. Ooh, that was expensive. Really pretty, but I don't know that it has the sort of glow that I want. If I want something more subtle, I have a couple that I already rely on that for. I think Natasha Denona, and I feel like maybe I've had it for so long, the formula has changed on me and it's a little powderier than it used to be. So the last one I have to share with you is this one right here. This is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 1 palette. She has 2 of these. This is the lighter of the 2. It has a really nice mirror on it. I like that it folds back all the way. I love the super sparkly gold, silver packaging. Love so much. But I use everything across the top. I use this one. Sometimes I use this one. This one's too deep, but I have used them all as eyeshadow and I love. Let's just get a few swatches here for you. This is what they look like. And it is the highlight that I'm wearing today, so you can sheer it out. It doesn't have to be this like bold and intense. Do you have a good place to? Right there. They're beautiful. Some of them are a little deeper than I would like, but they mix well with other products. I'm definitely hanging on to this. I love this palette and I do reach for it a lot. I picked it up this spring during the Sephora sale and it has been a huge hit for me. It is a little sparklier. It is a little, you know, more shimmery on the cheek than some of my other products, but I love a bold highlight and that's exactly what this gives. All right, that's everything. That went faster than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to do a quick little count and see how many we're keeping, how many we're getting rid of. I'm keeping everything in this box and there's 20. I have been brutal with the highlights. Now 20 highlights is more than any one person should ever need. And if we're counting individual pans, it's more than 20. But I wasn't going to do that to myself. But I'm getting rid of so much. And I need to remind myself, I've got a ton of highlight that looks great on me. And I don't need to keep going and trying everything else unless it really, really calls to me. Because a lot of times I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder what that's like. And like if I waited 2 days, I'd have forgotten about it. So my goal in doing my declutter is to remind you that think about what you're actually gonna wear. If you don't like it, return it. Did you know that you can actually return products even after you've opened them to Ulta, Sephora, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, like almost any place you buy makeup, you can return it even after you've used it. I think it's important to say that to you so you don't end up with 50 some odd highlights like me and deciding you don't even need half of them. There's 38 in here. That's a lot. That's more than half. That's almost 2/3. Almost. I am 2 away from being 2/3 like bye-bye. I also need to remind myself that this is kind of like an Achilles heel for me. I love highlight so much that I'm going to over purchase. So I really have to remind myself, do I need it? And of course I don't need it, but do you really have to have it, or can you just like forget about it and 2 days later be like, what was that? I don't know. I don't think so. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know what your favorite highlight formula is, what your favorite shade of highlight is, or if you are just like agog, like, how do you have that many? I know, me too. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.